Hello guys and welcome to SteveKnows. It's been nearly an entire year since the Quest was released this month, and I want to highlight some of the biggest changes that have occurred for this system, because this is not the same machine that we saw at launch by a long shot. So perhaps you were thinking of getting an Oculus Quest, and hopefully this can convince you to join us in virtual reality. And if you've had your headset for a while, let's check out what's changed, because it is a lot. I would also like to take this opportunity to let you guys know of something that I am not being paid for. It's just an opportunity to share something with you that I'm really passionate about. So if you are enthusiastic about virtual reality and you wanted to start learning on how to make content, there is a fundamentals Udemy course available using Unity from a friend called Tefik, and he is teaching us step by step how to create Oculus Quest virtual reality games. There is everything you need to know in this course: the fundamentals, traversal, shooting mechanics, picking things up, placing assets, interactions. It's all here. And for how much? Is that it? SteveKnows discount. The course is frequently updated as well, so it can stick with the times. The creator also has many students and experience in this area and has a very good overall rating. I've even started this course myself. The course will help you to create a Harry Potter game, Quidditch, for the Oculus Quest and more. Links down below with a Steve special discount. Hopefully some of you will be creating titles that we'll be playing in the future. Perhaps this can inspire you and create a path for your future career. And since it's educational, maybe mum and dad won't mind purchasing it. It's always good to know how something's created, what we consume. So that's it from me. Let's get started and let's check out all the features of the Oculus Quest since launch. We got virtual environments at launch. We just had this one place. We didn't get a choice of home environment that allowed us to see the aurora in a pretty fresh dome that I'd happily stay in if I was visiting Iceland. Fast forward to now, we have customizable environments, hundreds of them, if you know how to add them, but Oculus provided us ones where we have a fresh open planned home, a winter lodge for the cold seasons, and a space station, which is my favorite one. And perhaps the most functional is the Passthrough home environment, where you can see what's going on around you whilst inside the headset, so no more jump scares from your friends in virtual reality. We got the Passthrough Plus at launch. It was just Passthrough, which was very, very warped. Although the Oculus Rift S had this at launch, the Quest did not. So the Passthrough itself got a nice upgrade in September when Facebook introduced Passthrough Plus in version 9, which allowed you to see the world with more clarity and it was less warping. So when you looked through the Passthrough, you would feel less nauseous and it looked more like the real world. We got hand tracking. The Valve Index controllers are some of the most advanced that we have in mainstream virtual reality, with their finger tracking being something we're yet to see on other platforms. So when we heard about hand tracking, many people had hope that it would be the next phase in virtual reality, a controllerless world. It didn't work out that way, but what was given to us is a very unique way of interacting outside of the gaming space in virtual reality. You can use it to navigate applications, search the store with our hands, and this isn't on any other platform, not even the Rift S. So when this first launched, to enable hand tracking, you had to go to the tab in the menu and select it and then take off your remote so you can enjoy it. So fast forward a few months after getting that, the headset can now pick up on visual cues, which tells the computer which method of input the user wants to have, controllers or hand tracking. This automated way of determining the input is a great experience for the user, and it feels very sci-fi. Then further along, Oculus are still adding features that are enabled by hand tracking. And the most recent is that we can now use the Guardian boundary with our hands. Instead of setting it with the controller, we can set it with our hands. Just pinch and draw the line. Maybe one of the biggest features is the Oculus Link. This functionality was something that since launch, people were saying, why can't we use this headset as a PC VR headset? Although people like Guy Godin, the creator of Virtual Desktop, did enable wireless PC VR gaming, but it did have some noticeable latency, but it's much better now. But Oculus were listening to the crowd, and now you can plug your headset into your gaming PC and enjoy titles on the Oculus platform, Steam and Vive. And since then, there's been constant optimization and usability improvements in this area to make the Link even better. Applications. Since launch, there have been changes to the Oculus default applications as well. We now have a scoreboard app that keeps track of our in-game progress and achievements and compares you against all of your friends. This makes it much easier to see who has the competitive edge and what games your friends are playing. You even have quick access to the leaderboards and can recommend titles that your friends are not playing as well. That's a great touch. We have remote wiping. This feature was added in version 9, where if you lose your headset or it gets stolen, you have potentially sensitive information on your headset headset, and you may want to keep your conversations private, tabs in your browser maybe. But do not worry, you can now remotely wipe your headset from your computer via the Oculus website to keep your information safe. So if you do lose it, log into your account and you can wipe it. Now let's talk about the game library. The Oculus Quest at launch had an impressive 53 titles on its system, which is very spectacular, with the likes of Star Wars, Beat Saber and Superhot being some big hitters. And these games benefit from the wireless play the Quest offered. But now the platform has 165 games and apps on the official store, and it's growing. Not to mention the side loadable content, which wasn't available at launch either. It wasn't a week or two after the Quest release that SideQuest was actually available on GitHub in its infancy. And this gives us great titles such as Pavlov and Crisis Brigade. Let's talk about the Oculus Go now. Many adopters of the Oculus Quest were players that were already fans and users of the Oculus Go, the previous standalone device that Oculus released before the Quest. But people that had this device had a huge library of games that they couldn't play on the Quest, and that was until that they had enabled 50 titles from the Oculus Go onto the Oculus Quest. So if you already owned the game on the go, you can play it on your Oculus Quest. Of course, it will be in 3DOF. But also, if they had upgraded the game for 6DOF on the Oculus Quest, you would get that title for free. Pass-through on demand at launch. If you wanted to see what was going on around you, you'd have to take off your headset. A small inconvenience, but it bothered us enough to be screaming for a way to enable the pass-through camera, and we were finally heard, and we can now double tap the side of our headset and see the world around us, making it much easier to grab a drink, answer the door, and you can also use it to creep people out as they ask, how can you see me? We have 3DOF mode. Virtual reality headsets have many functions, and one that was limited on the Oculus Quest was the ability to turn off the lights, lie in bed or on the sofa comfortably and watch a movie in virtual reality. This was until Oculus enabled 3DOF mode, which enabled you to use the headset in 3 degrees of freedom so you can enjoy your media without an issue, turning off the lights, being in badly lit rooms, or you just didn't want the screen moving back and forth as you're fidgeting in a film. We now have multitasking browsers. Multitasking is something we take for granted on our devices. You can listen to music or a podcast whilst you're looking up the latest virtual reality news, and this wasn't previously possible at launch on the Quest. With the use of a single web page, now we have 3 browsers open at once, and we can arrange them any way we seem fit. So we can watch something on YouTube, check our Instagram, check our Twitter, all at the same time. The ability to share content. Before, if you had some amazing content saved on your headset, it would just live on the headset. You'd have to transfer it off onto a computer and manually upload it to your social platforms. And in September, Oculus added the ability for you to upload your content to Facebook straight from within your headset, and you're able to give it a name or a caption as well. So next time you've got a sweet kill in Pavlov, you can save that clip and upload it to Facebook with just a few button clicks. The ease of downloading content. Way back when the Quest was first released and you bought a game and it was rather large and it took a while to download, you'd have to keep the headset active for that download to complete. If the headset went to sleep, the download would stop. Well, that's no longer the case. You can enable sleep mode so downloads and updates occur when the headset is not active, so you don't have to wait for updates to complete or downloads to finish. You can just pop it down, grab a cup of tea, come back, and then you can dive into the game you've been waiting to play. Voice commands. Not everyone's been able to experience this, but for some people they were able to enjoy the beta of voice commands where you were able to speak to your Oculus headset and choose certain applications to run or search for content all hands-free. This wasn't available at launch. It's still not available for everyone now, but some people are enjoying this, and hopefully we get this soon as well. Some quickfire changes now, such as a Bluetooth controller. In July in version 7, they had enabled the ability to add a Bluetooth device to your Quest. So that's either a joypad for your 2D applications that you can sideload onto your headset, or a keyboard to help you type better. Notifications got a filter ability, so you can choose what notifications you get prompted for. Get notified when your friends beat your high scores on your mobile device, so you can get home as fast as possible to beat them again. Game recommendations. Quest added the ability to choose the kinds of games that you want Oculus to feed you. What recommendations do you want? So you can customize this so you can filter out all the crap that you don't want to see. They added a ton of social features, which is now powered by Facebook, so you can instant message your friends, you can have user-created events, so we can grow and socialize as a community. You can also join parties if you're a friend with someone without an invite. And there are even more little changes in the social space. We also have better control over our applications, allowing for per application permissions instead of this umbrella permission saying, yes, everything can have access to my photos and my audio. Best be safe, because this is a Facebook device. A funny one is the Quest didn't even have a search functionality at launch. That came in July in the version 7 update. That's madness. We also got a night mode where the application will provide you with darker and warmer colors where you can adjust the light inside as well so you don't burn your retinas. This came in August. On top of all these features, there have obviously been tons of improvements for existing functionality as well, such as the user interface had a big overhaul. It's now very sleek. Oculus have evidently from the start been pushing for a user-friendly device. The new user interface is supposed to help accomplish that, though some of us are still adjusting, trying to find unknown sources. They also added a counter for our IPD, so when we're adjusting our IPD manually with the bottom left side of the headset, we can educate ourselves for when we're using other headsets with digital solutions because we now know what our IPD is. Or if we're coming from other headsets to the Oculus Quest, we can then set it to what we know is our IPD as well, making things much easier. We've also had numerous tracking improvements that help with the predictive algorithm they use for when the remotes are unable to be tracked, and there's been optimization so it can try and keep up with us playing Expert Plus in Beat Saber, just flailing. It's not perfect, but it's better. There's also improvements with casting where the latency has been reduced and the quality of the stream is much better. It's still not real time, but it is much better. It used to be many seconds later and then you'd see it on your cast screen. So that's it from me today, guys. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. What a crazy amount of changes on the Oculus Quest since launch. And it hasn't stopped there. We've got more to come in the future. Oculus, you are doing us a service. Thank you very much. I love this system. Hopefully I'll catch you all in the next video as well. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the latest and greatest games, news, and reviews. Thank you to my patrons, you absolute legends. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.